Hello and welcome to the Tuesday Tell-All, an official Tuesday Tell-All. Last week I was in the driveway loading things up to go to Maple Grove, so I kind of just went live from my phone. But now I'm back in my office again, and yeah, it's good to be home. It's good to be home. My favorite race is over. I always get a little sad after it's over, you know. It was always a childhood thing because it was always right when school was starting, and then you went to that race, and then school officially started, and it was like, ugh, you know. September was always the worst month. I'm not a fall person either. I'm not one of those Halloween pumpkin spice weirdos that goes around loving fall. I like, April till August, mid-September. April to mid-September. That's me. How you guys all doing out there? Who was racing this weekend? If I saw you at Maple Grove, I really didn't get to stray away from my pit that much this weekend. Was not expecting to work as much as we did on both cars. Lots of tuning, lots of adjustments, lots of obviously lots of work when you're racing two cars in general. I don't know how people do it all the time. I don't know how people travel around to all those races and race two cars. I do it once a year, and it is like a challenge for me. I mean, your head is spinning. You're trying to get ready for this car. 6 runs on Thursday. I actually got 7 because my first run in stock eliminator, the timing system was way out of whack, and a 2-second elapsed time showed up on my scoreboard. So they gave me a rerun, which was very kind of them. But it was like, oh boy, they said come up early in super stock and then come back around with your stocker at the end of super stock to get that Q1 from stock. And I was like, all right, if my head wasn't already spinning enough, it's going to spin even more. So that's just the way it is we still call it the Keystone Nationals. I think Koretsky's going to sponsor it. Nitrofish. You should call it the Nitrofish Keystone Nationals. Because that's how we all remember it. Now, I think it was called Keystone Nationals because that Keystone Automotive, maybe Joe Amato's company was sponsoring it. I don't think they called it Keystone Nationals because we're in the Keystone State, but I could be wrong about that. But I think they should just use that title. Why not, right? That's what we all know it for. They came back to it like a couple years ago. They called it the Keystone Nationals again for like 1 year, and then they ditched it again. So somebody go inform NHRA. I think that branding needs to come back. Danny Davis, what's up? How you doing? It's time. Sure is time. Walt Walker, there he is. Happy Tuesday, Walt. Talked to Walt for a little while today. He's probably getting ready for Tulsa as we speak. D4. Tom Baker, let's go, Tom. How you doing, buddy? Bobby, you're on time and no bootleg coverage. Just for you, Ray. Ray Thurston wasn't at the Nationals this weekend. He was announcing at that other race. What was the name of that other race, Ray? That other race? Can we just call it that other race? Let us know. How'd you do, Ray? Get it on. Let's go, Gary Ewing. I missed that Gary Ewing Camaro out there, by the way. That super stock. What is that? Like a G automatic Camaro that does huge wheelies? Gary, how you feeling? When's the car coming back? Let us know. When are you coming back? Let us know. James Greasy, hello. How you doing, James? Nice to see you. Dan Wally, my pit neighbor. Went by too fast. I'm telling you. We got there Wednesday morning, and before we knew it, it was Sunday evening, and it was time to leave. Dan Wally running in super gas, doing big wheelies. I had a scary round there, Dan Wally did on Saturday night. I think lost a tie rod, lost something. His front driver's side tire was just doing whatever it wanted halfway down the track. So glad Dan Wally is safe and got the car back in the trailer. Dennis Chapman, what's going on, Dennis? Front wheel drive stocker. He wasn't there this weekend. Billy Ryder. I thought I saw Billy Ryder from a distance, but was I crazy? Billy, were you there? Let me know. Fall is stupid, but I could see you with a soy pumpkin spice something in your hand, not me. With the pinky up? No, not me. Not me. Sorry. Tom Mayoli, what's going on, Tom? Hope to see Tom in California. I can't wait to get out there. Hopefully I can. We need to have a tent in the manufacturer's midway. We're thinking about it next year. Ray Minnick is thinking about putting something together. We'll have the ladies, I guess, run the tent, and I guess I'll head out there in between rounds, or heaven forbid I lose early. I'll go out and work the tent. So, yeah, we'll talk about that, Ray Minnick. That's a good idea. Paul Guenther, how you doing, Paul? Paul let me drive the most amazing super stock car this weekend. My goodness gracious. What a beautiful car. I was like, everybody kept walking by, and I got my 67 right there, and I got Paul's car right there. And I would say everybody that was over the age of like 50 wanted to see my car, and then all the kids wanted to see Paul's car, and a couple kids wanted to sit in it. So thanks, Paul. Paul wasn't even there when I did that, but I let 2 kids sit in Paul's car. I wasn't sure if he was okay with it, but Paul's a really nice guy, so I think he was okay with it. They're good kids, so they were, my goodness, you can see the one kid smiling from ear to ear. It was so funny. But thanks, Paul. Love that car, and definitely getting more comfortable in it with every pass. That's for sure. Does nice wheelies too. I love wheelies. Russ Abrams, how you doing? From the Great Weather, Michigan. It's been rainy and lousy today in New Jersey, I gotta say. Didn't really want to go outside much today. Went outside to the trailer a couple times, and that was it. It was just, ugh. Not my kind of day, that's for sure. Good evening. Pete Lanciers was in Pennsylvania at the race. How you doing, Pete? How you feeling? Are you back in California? Pete had a 003 red light, if I remember correctly, to Michael Iacono, the eventual event champion in stock eliminator. What's up, Pete? How you doing? Brian Cool. Happy Tuesday, Brian Cool. Pete Ducko. What's going on, Pete? Down in sunny Florida. Darian Houston had a good time at the D2 points meet in Darlington last weekend. Looks like you had a great time racing as well. I did. I was trying to find some Darlington results. I got a couple, I guess, like informal results, but I didn't see anything on like Drag Race Central. I didn't see anything on live timing. So I hope they can get that going there for next year. That would be fun. That'd be good. Mutton Jeff just announcing I'm trying to stay out of the 8th mile business. Good for you, Ray. Steve Bruce, happy Tuesday, Steve Bruce. Jimmy Carter, didn't see Jimmy at the Nationals this weekend. What's going on, Jimmy? How you doing? Corey Harrison, what's up, Corey? Didn't see Corey either. Tim Barrett, what's going on, Tim? Tim was racing, but I don't think I saw Tim. How you doing, Tim? Tim's at ZMAX. We got the Charlotte Nationals this weekend. Man, the comments are flying in. I love it. I love it. All right, let's get down to business. We got to kind of do 2 episodes here. I didn't get to cover 2 weeks ago, so let's get going, right? Let's get going. Driverinterviews.com, that's the website. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm putting together a collage video from the Nationals this past weekend. I did go around. I got some video from mid-track, got some from the starting line, got some from the finish line. So we'll just kind of throw it all together. Why not, right? Got a couple interviews, semifinal drivers interviews, and whatever else I got. It's going into this video. It's probably going to be like a 10-minute long video. So I hope you enjoy it. It'll be out this week. Watch it on YouTube. If you could, share, subscribe, like at Driver Interviews, hashtag The Car Show. I gave away all my hashtag The Car Show stickers this weekend. That's everybody coming to the table wanted that sticker. So they took them all. I got to go get more. So that was pretty cool. Lupe Tortilla, original LupeTortilla.com, Stan and Sheila Holt. Hope to see them in Dallas, Texas. I'm heading to Dallas, Texas with a friend who's in the Jegs All-Stars, helping him tow down there, and was actually looking for a ride myself. I'm looking for a stocker or a super stocker to drive in Dallas, Texas for Speed Week. If anybody knows of any cars that are available, let me know. Or if anybody knows anyone from the Northeast, where I live, that's going to head down to Dallas and has room in a trailer, please let me know. Because if they could throw my own car in there, I'd be happy doing that, obviously. But I don't have any room in the trailer we're currently towing down there because we're towing my friend's Super Comp dragster down there. So trying to get a ride in Dallas. If anybody can help me out, hook me up, I'd appreciate that. DragInsights.com. Don't forget, we got Walt Walker and I are going to be doing our Jegs All-Star preview episode pretty soon. We use Drag Insights to come up with our picks. That is the Tuesday before Speed Week. It's historically been the Tuesday before Speed Week. Walt Walker's out there working on some celebrity guest appearances, and I need to start working on some myself. But Walt's been doing such a great job doing all the work that I guess I've been delegating over here. But yeah, it's always a fun episode. Look forward to it every year. It's a great time. And draginsights.com if you want to see your stats, if you want to see your opponent's stats. And yes, full increments are coming. I saw the demo version of it today, so I'm excited. I think it's just what the doctor ordered. I've been begging them for this for 3 years now. Please give us all the increments. That's what we want to see. So if you want to, guys, I'm just going to guess. I don't know this for sure, but once they get full increments in there, I would get in now and try to at least be a free member at this point. Get grandfathered in case there's a price increase or anything like that when the program gets the incrementals in, because that's going to take a lot of, I guess, work on their end. So draginsights.com. All you need is an email address. If you want to see other driver stats, $79 a year, become a premium member, get your contingency decals. We're still supporting Don Kennedy's race car insurance, though Sharon Kennedy is running the show right now. I sent the message out last week that she sent me. So I'm going to update the contact information. I still miss Don Kennedy dearly. Didn't get any text messages from NHRA with him videoing my NHRA TV runs. So missing Don Kennedy. I should have wrote something on my window. Now I think about it, I should have wrote something on the back window like people do. So rest in peace, Don Kennedy. I miss you, buddy. Rob Youngblood, advancedclutches.com. I'm not back in the clutch car yet. And I'll tell you what, I've been missing the clutch car all year till I started releasing a trans brake in a 9-second Cobra Jet car. And I don't know, man. I'm not missing the clutch as much as I was, 2 weeks ago. But definitely looking forward to getting back in the clutch car eventually. AdvancedClutches.com. Thanks, Rob Youngblood, for all your help. Appreciate it. PontiacEngines.com. That's Bruce Fulper, the guy who got that 428 Pontiac combo derated down to, I don't know, nothing. How you doing, Bruce? Keep up the good work, buddy. Thanks for all your support, man. Love to see you on here. Ray Minnick, RP Minnick, the accountant. Let's get that tent going for next year, Ray. 267-247-7601. Ray's the accountant that races stock eliminator. Good to see you, Ray. VP Racing Fuels. VP Racing Fuels, they were on site. You can buy fuel from them. Thank you, Chris Wall. Thank you, Trevor, for helping me out this past weekend. I appreciate all your support. VP Racing Fuels, best fuel and now oil you can get at the track. And rocketmancoatings.com. Less friction equals more horsepower. Get your parts and pieces, gears, components coated. Proprietary coating there by Rocketman. Rocketmancoatings.com. All right. Let's go. There's Sean Conway. Happy Tuesday. That was a good 000 light. I'm telling you, dude, Friday was like the luckiest day I've probably ever had in my racing career. And I feel bad for the misfortunes that led to my luck, but I rolled up there for stock eliminator round 1 on Friday morning. I was supposed to race Eddie Bednez in the big block Nova, stick shift Nova. I think it's a B stick car and or A stick, something like that. 396. And I'm up there waiting, and he's not showing. I'm like, what's going on here? I wouldn't think Ed Bednez is one of the guys that like waits to be the last car in line. So I'm waiting. And he doesn't show. I get a buy run. So it turns out he had broken Q3 and I did not know it. So we got a buy run in stock. Come around in super stock and do a giant wheelie, get the thing to land, and the car starts, it kind of starts breaking up on me at half track. So I shut it off, and my opponent, he didn't see it. But I was climbing up on him. I was creeping up on him around 8th mile. And then it was like probably the perfect storm for him. He looked over, probably saw me coming, looked ahead again. And by the time he looked over and noticed I was gone, he hit the brakes at the finish line. It was too late. He broke out by 5 thou. So I lived to fight another day. Didn't even know I won that round, by the way, until I turned off the track and I just got my phone out. I didn't feel like pulling up to the ticket booth yet. I was taking my stuff off and wanted to see what my reaction time was. Went on the live timing from my phone. Just wanted to make sure I was solid on the tree because I was solid on the tree this weekend and saw that I was 26 on the tree. I was like, all right, that's pretty good. And then I saw a win and I was like, win? What's going on here? And then I was like, wait a second. I won that round. I saw that he broke out and I was like, oh my God, good thing I saw that. I didn't blow past the scales. So I went up and got my time slip and weighed and won that round. Pull up for round 2 in super stock and my opponent doesn't show up again. So that's when I had the 000 light. It was crazy. Now, round 2, I felt really bad because it was supposed to be against John Agnetta, and he took out Shane Oakes in the first round, which is no easy task, and he did not hear the call. He stopped by my trailer then about a half an hour or an hour after we ran that second round. He didn't show. He stopped by my trailer and said, I never heard the call. I didn't even know we were up there. So then I felt like crap. But I didn't know that. I waited. I was the last car in line for super stock. And I couldn't believe that 2 opponents didn't show up in one day. That's never happened to me in my life. But felt bad about that. But anyways, Made it to the third round in both cars. I know we don't care about me. I'm just giving you my experience this weekend. All right. Let's see. We got some birthdays. And here we go. This is from the Dragon Sites homepage. 2 weeks worth of birthdays. So we're just going to shout them out. Robbie Irving, Mike Volkman, Brian Siebernick, Casey Foss Johnson, Jason Kittenplan, Terry Bennett, Derek Thibodeau, Bill Howell, Logan McConnell, Steve Bennon, Anthony Hughes, Jacob Delawan, Madison Payne. Happy birthday to all of those racers. They are all members of Drag Insights. So that's the only way I know it's your birthday. I don't track them on Facebook. Drag Insights tells me whose birthday it is when I log in and check out the home calendar when I'm looking for the racing schedule. So happy birthday to all those racers. They're all Drag Insights members. And if you want a birthday shout out, make sure you're a Drag Insights member. All you need is an email address. What's up, Hayden Brown? How you doing, man? What's going on? What's going on? I met a guy who drives a 78 Camaro in stock who watches the podcast. He's a big fan. I can't remember his name. Said he won class at Indy. 78 Camaro. That's got to be Jim Marshall. Jim Marshall. Was he at Darlington this weekend? That's my vote. That's who I'm going to go with. All right. 2 weeks ago, we had a Virginia double. And number one qualifier in the first race was RJ Costantin. But we call him Constantine because we just can't say his name right. He's the K-Stick 85 Mustang. I saw him at the Keystones this past weekend. There were 71 cars in Virginia. It was a good first race, but then the second race was plagued with rain. There was crash. There was all kinds of weird stuff going on. So congrats, Robert Constantine. 11:59.3 on the 12:55. He was 9:57 under the index. And in that race won. Jeffrey Gardner squared off against Bubba Linky. Jeffrey in the 1970 Olds 442 E-Stock Automatic. And Bubba Linky's in the B-Stock Automatic 97 Camaro. He was at the Nationals this past weekend. Bubba always known to go late rounds. But not this. I mean, yes, this time he was in the final, but he did not win it this time. Jeffrey Gardner was 020 on the tree. Bubba was 038. That's pretty much, that's like not like him. Bubba's usually in the 20s or better, I got to say. One of the most solid starting line drivers there is in the country. Bubba was dialed 1046. He broke out running a 1044. Gardner was dialed 1106 and ran dead on with a 3. 1106 with a 3. 23 pack. Jeff Gardner gets his first divisional event win. He got through Timmy Fletcher. He got through Gene Monahan. He got through RJ, who was the number one qualifier, on his way to 7 rounds of victory. Congratulations, Jeffrey Gardner. 74.42. Nice to see it. And in Superstock, Ron Huntsberry was the number one qualifier in his 2008 Cobalt. That's a factory GTC car now. 886.4 on a 980 index. He's flying. Going 936 under. There were 60 cars in Superstock at race number 1, so only a 6-round race. And Byron Warner was in the final round against Joe Tysinger. Byron's in a 95 Camaro Superstock I-Automatic. Tysinger is in the 87 Firebird. It says Mama's Mink on the side of it. GTN Automatic. Byron really not having one of his best seasons this year. He had a lot of early exits this year, and he took it all out on the competition here at Virginia Motorsports Park. His worst light was 031 in the first round. After that, he was 005, 008, 014, 015, and 009 in this final round, where he dialed a 984 and coasted to a 10 flat, getting the victory. Joe Tysinger left on the second yellow. He was negative 464 red. So he just left. It might have been dark out when they ran this final. I can't remember. Tysinger, he flinched when he saw the second yellow, and that was it. He coasted to an 1185 on the 1055 dial-in, giving Byron Warner his 10th divisional event win. Congratulations, Byron Warner. Race number 2, Cody Phillips was the number one qualifier. A-Stock Automatic 2001 Corvette. That's a 10034 on an 11 flat index. He was 966 under. And Ron Huntsberry, once again, was the number one qualifier in the Cobalt. He was 917 under. Round 2 was completed in stock. Round 2 was completed in super stock. However, the race had to be postponed. It will be resumed on Thursday, October 23rd in Maple Grove at the Pennsylvania Dutch Classic, the National Open. So Thursday, October 23rd. Anybody out there that wants to watch some super stock racing, it's probably only about $10, maybe $20 for a spectator pass on Thursday at the Dutch Classic. I can't imagine it'd be any more than that. You can come out and watch some good racing that day. Rounds 3 to completion plus some qualifying runs also for the Dutch Classic. So highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. Joe Collins, congratulations, man. Thanks, Joe. How you doing? Thank you. Thank you. That was a good 000. Happy Tuesday. 89 degrees out where Brian Zenzen is. How about it? Getting ready for Brainerd International Raceway. Hot as heck in the trailer today. Oof. Yep. Overnighting at Kirtland Air Force Base in New Mexico. Be home on Thursday. Pete Lancier is just living the life, man. Be careful, Pete. Terry Nolan, how you doing, Terry? Good to see you, buddy. Bill Kennedy, he was racing 2 categories this weekend, stock and super stock. How you doing, Bill? What's going on? Bill was last year's winner in super stock. Bill had almost a perfect season. I think he lost 1 round out of 3 races in super stock last year at Maple Grove. You can drive my milk truck at Dallas. All right, sounds good. That's him. Super cool car. Yep, Jim Marshall. Super cool guy, too, and his wife. Tyson Joe was at Darlington as well. Wow. All right. He's making the rounds. He ran well. What's up, Chris? How you doing, buddy? Chris Epps. I think he pals around with the winner at Darlington, right? Ron Urquhart. I think that's his crew chief. Billy Carroll, O Fazio has a ring to it. Hey, how about that? I like that. You know, you got 00 Joe, you got O Fazio. Let's go for that. I could have used a 000 on Saturday night. That was a disaster. I was pretty tight on the tree up to that point. How you doing, Billy? Good to see you, bud. All right. Let's keep it moving. Let's go to the Keystones. Oh, let's give Dawson Pauly a shout out. He won IHRA 2 weeks ago. So congratulations, Dawson Pauly and IHRA. Sounds like it's a good experience there. They go around handing out ice. They feed the racers at the end of the day. So looking forward to getting to one of those events. I want to support the IHRA. First chance I get. Anything that's a little bit closer to me. All right, let's see. Stock Eliminator at the Keystone Nationals. I lost it. There it is. All right, Stephen Smith, Portatree, Factory Stock D. This is a stick shift 2009 Dodge Challenger, drag pack Challenger, 952.5 on a 1060 index. He was 107.5 under the index, 61 cars, gets the number 1 spot, and that was it for him. He had trouble from that moment on. His car was not getting down the track, and he still made it 3 rounds, I believe. 3 rounds before he finally got picked off by, I think it was David Barton on Sunday morning. So let's see. Final round. Michael Iacono, who comes out of racing retirement once a year, maybe twice, former world champion, and just somehow picks up where he left off every time. This guy is always in on Sunday at the Nationals in either his pink super stock Camaro or driving for somebody. He used to drive the blue 67 Camaro that went down south now. That was out of New York. I think it was an old Billy Lever car, and I can't remember the last guy that owned it before it went down south. So this weekend he was driving Kenny Richards' 83 Camaro, which is a really good car also, in G-Stock automatic. He goes up against Dave Casey in the final round there. Dave Casey in the B-Stick 69 Corvette. The last final Dave Casey was in, or the last race Dave Casey won, I believe, was 20 years ago at Virginia Motorsports Park, they said. So pretty cool to see a big block stick shift 427 powered vet in the final round of Stock Eliminator. Hashtag the car show, right? Michael Iacono was 000 2 times on the way to the final. He was 007 against Pete Lanciers in the first round, 000 against Julie Bierman in the second round, 48 in the third round against Dean Ribeiro, 003 against Matt Lisa, 000 again against Bubba Linky, and then 055 here in the final round against Dave Casey. He dialed 1125. Casey dialed 1049. Casey was pretty good on the tree rounds 3, 4, and 5. He was 016, 040, and 014. Dialed 1049 here. He was 044, so he had the advantage by 11th thou against Iacono. But he got down there and took a little too much stripe. So Iacono, I guess, fed him the stripe there. Dave went 1047.6 on the 1049. He broke out by 14th thou. Iacono got down there and broke out by 13th thou. By 1,000th of a second, by virtue of the double breakout, Michael Iacono got his 20th national event win. How about that? 055 on the tree, breaks out by 13th thou, wins the double breakout by 1 thou. Sometimes it's just your weekend. What can I say? Congratulations, Michael Iacono. Congrats, Kenny Richard. That would have been tough. I had to square off against Matt Lisa in that third round. I would have had Iacono in that fourth round Sunday morning. And would have been fun. Got to get Iacona out of that right lane. He even said in that right lane he was deadly. I think that's where all his double O's and all his trip zero lights came. His 48 and 55 lights both came in the left lane. So there you go, driver tip. In case you're racing against Michael Iacona, might want to shove him in the left lane. Maybe it'll help. All right, Super Stock. Don Bellis, local boy. Factory Super Stock D's from Collegeville, Pennsylvania. Not far. That's where we had our auto repair shop. 2020 Camaro, Barton powered, 886.5 on a 990 index. He's 103.5 under the index, 65 cars in super stock. Can you imagine that? 6-round race in stock, 7-round race in super stock. You don't see that too often. Usually stock's got more cars. Final round was Louis Gill versus Anthony Bongiovanni. Louis in the GTF Automatic 1992 Cavalier, dialed 952. Anthony Bongiovanni in the factory Super Stock C Cobra Jet, 2014 Cobra Jet, dialed 876. Louis 018 on the tree. Anthony 007. James Bond off the starting line. Anthony gets down there and makes the wrong move. He hits the brakes at the finish line. Runs an 879 on the 876. I think he gave it back. I think he gave it back to Louis Gill by 6 thou. Louis Gill crosses first. Gets his first national event win. He was 018 on the tree, ran a 953.6 on a 952, 135 miles an hour. Anthony went 148 miles an hour, but I know he goes a tick faster than that. You could see him dive it at the end. I was watching from the finish line. Giving Louis Gill his first national event win. So congratulations, Louis Gill. Congratulations, Anthony Bongiovanni. Really good race there. Louis had a heads-up 5th round Sunday morning. How about that? Against Joe Santangelo, GTF Automatic heads up there. Louis was 039, ran 935.0 on the 1025 index. So he was 9 under, exactly, 900 under. Santangelo was 043 on the tree. So he was 4 thou behind at the hit and ran a 936.6 at 140 miles an hour. So Louis Gill ran 935 at 139 miles an hour. Santangelo was pulling a little harder at the finish line, but Louis got the win there by a couple thousandths of a second. Nice run there. That was a heck of a heads up. I got the video from the starting line, and I've got footage from the finish line. I'm going to cut that together. That'll be in the video this week when I get that out. So congrats, Louis Gill. He was pretty emotional there. His first national event win. He said it was all he dreamed of when they interviewed him. So that was nice to see. The only downside was that there were some delays. There were some severe delays on Saturday at the Nationals. Factory Showdown car, one of the Deech cars blew an engine in the first round of eliminations and oiled the track. This is when so funny car, top alcohol dragster ran, top alcohol funny car ran. I waited for those guys to finish. Got in my car, started up, drove it around to warm it up. I did not want to warm my car up before alcohol was done because you never know what could happen there. So I figured, all right, they're done. Factory Showdown's up. Let me warm the car up. I think the first pair of Factory Showdown cars, Deech blows an engine, oils the track. So they got to clean that all up. Takes a little while. They finally clean it up. And then his father goes down the track, I think, gets in the oil down around the shutdown area, crashes his car into the wall, and just mangles the car. And he was heated, and I would have been also. Blew an engine in one, crashed another. I can't even imagine how much that bill would be. So that all caused a lot of delays to the point where we had to run late. We were supposed to run 2 rounds that night. We only ran 1, so we were a round behind on Sunday morning. So they ran the pros. They ran our round 8:45 in the morning, which I love. I think we should do that every time. I think we should have 3 rounds left every Sunday at every national event. Run the first round Sunday, 8:45, whatever you want to say, 9 o'clock in the morning, starting with stock. I don't care. And as the crowd is filling in, because it's cool. They get to see us and then resume. Run first 2 rounds of pros, our semifinal of pros, our final, and final round of pros. I'm fine with that schedule at every national event. They couldn't do it this year, though, because they got behind. So the pros finished running. Crowd kind of cleared out. More people stayed than I thought. More people stayed, actually. than I was expecting. And then our final rounds, and we didn't get the stage interview up in the front by the starting line. They got a interview right by their cars down at the shutdown area. But hey, at least they still got their interviews. But it just would have been cool for the crowd, the full crowd, to be there to see their interviews. But it was nice to see Louis Gill. He was kind of emotional about his victory, and congratulations. It was well deserved. He's a nice guy. Charles Urbino. Thanks, Ray Thurston. John, that's who owned the blue Camaro that I kind of used to drive. A beautiful car. John Bowman got the win this weekend with the UMTR Stick Shift Series at National Trail. Excellent weekend of racing for my crew all around. Yeah, man. Great job. Great job. John Vicomino, how you doing? Good to see you. Brett Steven, how you doing, Brett? Nice to see you. I need wheelie bars for the 83 Firebird, Super Stock Firebird. All right. Hey, Bobby just made a run at Beach Bend testing. All right, Rodney, let us know how it went. Fast Eddie. I got to thank Fast Eddie. He did all the video this weekend. So all the lives, all the content that was on my Facebook page, that was all Eddie doing that. Thank you, Eddie, for all your hard work. And hanging out in my pit, helping me on Thursday during qualifying. So he was helping us get the cars ready and going up and doing all the filming. So he was running around, being a good help as always. So I appreciate that. And Eddie's racing in the bracket finals this weekend for New Media Dragway. So good luck to him. Good luck, sir. All right. Darlington had a D2 event this weekend, and the stock winner was Ron Urquhart. Congratulations, Ron. Ron's got a 68 Camaro, and I want to say that car runs in E-stock automatic, F-stock automatic, something like that. Somebody can correct me there. And runner-up was Fred Roundtree, and I don't remember what Fred Roundtree runs. I remember seeing his name a bunch of times. I heard his name a bunch of times. So somebody let me know what Fred runs. Congratulations, Ron. Congratulations, Fred. And congratulations, Jeff Harrington. He was the winner in Superstock. This is what I got from Jim Marshall. So thank you, Jim Marshall, for the update there. Anybody has full results, whoever run it up in Superstock? Thanks, Chris Epps. Ron Urquhart is E-stock automatic. I believe 396, 325 combination, or maybe 396, 350? 396, 350 combination at this point. Let me know. Good job, Fast Eddie. See you tomorrow. Ray Thurston's going to be at the bracket finals. Sounds good. All right. Let's see. So that's it for the race recaps. I don't think I really have anything else. The weather was fan-freaking-tastic. I'm a little nervous next year because they backed the race up to like the third weekend in September. They're playing with fire there. We've had great weather for the last so many years in the second weekend of September. So I hope that doesn't change. All right, what else? ASRA, the All-Star Racing Association, is having its last race of the season. That's a stock, super stock combo at Lebanon Valley. That is up in the Northeast up there, Lebanon Valley, New York. That's their last race of the season. This is on Sunday. Sunday, Lebanon Valley. ASRA is having their last race. I know on September 13th and 14th, the Northwest Class Racers had a race at Woodburn, Oregon. I don't have any of those results. If anybody wants to shout them out real quick, let us know. Hagerstown, Maryland, they're having a big money combo race there in stock, super stock. That's October 11th and 12th. 10 grand to win. If they get 64 cars, it's $225 entry fee. If there's more than 64 cars, they're going to pay more money out. The semis and the semis will get some money, and all the purses will go up. So I think right now it's just winner gets 10 grand, and runner up, I think it's 2,800, and that's what they're going with right now. If you get more cars, they're going to pay out down a little further, unless you're going to split with a bunch of other racers. Urquhart's got a 350 in there. Ron is F-stock automatic EF car, and he's got a 350. Thank you for that. Cobra Jet Racer, that's Mr. Wright. He's joining late tonight. That's all right. Jamie Schoenley was racing the 289 Maverick out there in super stock. He had to square off against Anthony Bongiovanni. They had a pretty tough race there on Saturday night. Very close on the reaction times, and poor Jamie broke out by 6 thousandths of a second, I think, taking the stripe by maybe about 10, 15 thousandths. That's a tough one, judging a 150-mile-an-hour car. Hard to do there, Jamie. Good job this weekend. 4 rounds at the Nationals. See you there, says Eddie Byler to Ray Thurston. There you go, Ray. All right. What else? Well, we got the Charlotte National event this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You guys are looking good. 89 degrees, 88 degrees, and 83 degrees. I don't really see any rain in sight. So it should be a good, hopefully smooth run operation there. Good luck, anybody that's heading there. Be on the lookout for the Drag Insights driver previews, where they highlight 3 stock racers and 3 super stock racers. One is last year's winner, one is the solid performer, and one is the driver to watch. And you'll see 3 racers in stock, 3 racers in super stock. That should be posted probably Thursday or at the latest Friday morning. They're always fun to read, and we encourage people to share them and hope that you see the stats that are included in them, and hope that it entices you to go join Drag Insights, right? The Tulsa D4 Double. I'm a little concerned. Okay, you've got 80-degree temperatures all 4 days, but on weather.com, there's 40% chance of rain. Now, this is just Tulsa, Oklahoma. I don't know how close to Tulsa the track actually is. You know, sometimes they say Maple Grove is in Reading, Pennsylvania, but it's like 20 minutes outside of Reading. So, you know, you got to be careful with that. But Tulsa's forecast, I'm seeing 45% chances of rain each day. So let's hope that the rain works its way around Tulsa and Tulsa Dragway and doesn't interfere with the double event. Okay, you get a little rain during a double, and that's no good. All right, what else? It was September 11th while we were at Maple Grove, and I totally I thought about it, but I didn't post anything about it, and I'm kind of unhappy with myself because I do like to at least post about 9/11. I don't want that date to be forgotten in any way for the rest of my lifetime anyway. And very sad news about Charlie Kirk. I couldn't believe that happened on Wednesday while I was getting ready for the event. I got a text message about that, and that is just absolutely horrible. I don't know what's going on anymore in this country. The violence, the political violence, the I hate you, you disagree with me violence, silencing people that have the right to free speech violence, not my thing. And unbelievable. 31 years old, dude, taking a guy out, a sniper taking a guy who's 31 years old that's got a family because you know, he says things that you disagree with. Just go up and tell him that you disagree with him and call it a day. My goodness, you don't have to shoot the guy. So, all right, guys, I think that's pretty much it for me. We are going to go over the points before we head out of here, and we'll call it a night. All right. It's number 1 in stock eliminator right now nationally is Bubba Linky, and he made it to the semis in stock at Maple Grove. He is still in competition at the Virginia second race, where he has a heads up next round to against Jeff Longany. That'll be interesting. B stock automatic heads up as soon as he gets back to the event, assuming Jeff Longany comes up to the Maple Grove Dutch Classic. Johnny Gray is in second place. Joe Santangelo is in third. Jeff Strickland is in fourth, and Ellis Booth is in fifth. Super stock. Joe Santangelo is in first. Pete Diagnola is in second. Jimmy Hidalgo Jr. is in third. Jimmy's probably heading to the Tulsa Double this weekend. Justin Lamb is in fourth, and Brad Burton is in fifth. Those are your top 5 nationally in stock and super stock. Division 1, stock eliminator, Johnny Gray is in first. Pete Diagnolo in super stock. Division 2, Jeff Strickland in stock. Monty Bogan, super stock. Division 3, Houston Rakes in stock. Fred Bartoli in super stock. Division 4, Jimmy Hidalgo Jr. in stock and super stock. Division 5, Logan Wernett in stock. Tyler Wodarczyk in super stock. Division 6 is Brad Burton in stock and Brad Burton in super stock. And Division 7, Kyle Rizzoli in stock. Leo Glassbrenner in super stock. The Jegs All-Stars, I'm just going to shout these out and make sure I have this roster correct. Division 1 in stock is Johnny Gray. Division 2 is Steve Foley. Division 3 is Josh Decker. Division 4 is Landon Emmons. Division 5 is Ellis Booth. Division 6 is Brad Burton. Division 7 is Parker Theobald. He was there last year or 2 years ago also as the Division 7. Superstock, Division 1 is Justin Pasillo. Division 2 is Larry Leeser. Division 3 is Fred Bartoli. Division 4 is Jimmy Hidalgo Jr. Division 5 is Jason DeForest. Division 6 is Daryl Stobie. And Division 7 is Ryan McClanahan, who was also there a couple years ago. So that's the Jegs All-Star roster that I have right now. If anybody knows that somebody's not going and is being replaced, please let me know or let Walt know so we can fix that and make accurate picks on the Tuesday before the speed week. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks to all the sponsors that make this possible. And good luck anybody racing in Tulsa this weekend. Good luck anybody racing in Charlotte this weekend. And be on the lookout for the driver previews, the Drag Insights driver previews. All right, everybody, have a good night. Be safe traveling out there, and see you soon. Take care.